I started filming this, then I realized I left a part out that I wanted to put in. Hey there! So it's finally spoopy season, which, fun fact, is my favorite season. It gives you an excuse to cosplay and get free candy, and it's just so fun. I don't know, something about it just makes my insides all warm and tingly. So anyways, in the spirit of spoopy Halloween season, I've decided to tell you guys a story from when I was younger from Halloween. It's a very spoopy story, and it really traumatized me as a kid. So when I was about 8 years old, we moved to California. Yay, fun! It was my first year trick-or-treating here with my cousin, and there was this house that would do this fun haunted house thing where these guys would basically run around with chainsaws without the blades on them. And seeing as I was 8, that really terrified me. I don't know what possessed us in the first place to go over there. Very spooky, stay away, just didn't process in our brains apparently. So when we went over there, those guys started chasing us all the way down the street. And keep in mind, 1, I was an 8-year-old, 2, I had pretty much never seen a horror movie, 3, I have anxiety. At that time, I didn't know that I did, but I do. And 4, I was wearing high heels. I mean, I was being Dorothy for Halloween, so I had to be wearing ruby red slippers, you know? I mean, I'm serious about cosplay. He chased us all the way down the street. We kept on running and running because we were terrified. And we eventually got to a point near my elementary school, which we kind of lived right next to. It was very convenient. And then I realized I really had to pee. Keep in mind, I was 8, so we weren't that far away from our house anyways, but far enough for me to accidentally almost wet my pants. Like, I pretty much did. So we ended up going back to my cousin's house because my mom and my brothers were still out. Yeah, we kind of abandoned our parents. Don't do that on Halloween, unless you're old enough to be out on your own. Coincidentally, when we got back, all that was on were horror movies. Yay me! And then a year or so later, we came across that house again, and I just ran straight across the street. Later on, my cousin yelled at me for that. You could have gotten hit by a car! But I was more like, that is a risk I am willing to take rather than being chopped up by chainsaw men. Turns out, later on, my brothers told me a story of how cool those guys actually were. And nowadays, I would actually be all for this thing. I want to sit down and have a conversation with the guys who traumatized me as a child. Because nowadays, I'm actually into that kind of genre of horror and stuff. It just interests me, which is very ironic because it's also what keeps me up at 6 a.m. in the morning. It seems to me like the stuff that scares me the most also fascinates me the most. Take, for example, I study psychology and mental illness as a hobby most of the time, and I am taking a psychology class. Yet one of my worst fears is an insane asylum. I don't know what it is, it's just the stuff that's most interesting to me just terrifies me too. It's quite an interesting topic. Anyways, these guys kind of traumatized me for life. No wonder I jump out loud noises and am afraid of chainsaws. Thank you for watching, and make sure to leave a comment, thumbs up, and subscribe and all that YouTube stuff, and maybe leave a comment of some interesting Halloween story from your childhood. Really, actually, that's a good thing to comment. You should do that, because I'm actually really interested in hearing other people's stories that are similar to mine. That sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not, I swear. And make sure to have a good day, and goodbye, love you. Look at my tiny pumpkin friend!